Announcements and updates that were just released today that you probably want to know about. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in this video, so let's get right into it. Alright, so this video is dedicated to those updates that were released earlier today. I have 5 separate stories for you, so let's work our way through these one at a time. Alright, today marks the day that the United States has reached 1 million people that have passed away from COVID. Now, the president has been out and called on all flags to be flown at half-staff in remembrance of the 1 million lives that have been lost as a result of COVID over the last roughly 2 years or so. Now, the administration is also calling on Congress for tens of billions of dollars in additional COVID relief going forward, and again, another package to help out with all of this COVID situation and everything else that is going on in this country right now. Next, we also want to talk about inflation. Since we've been talking about inflation a little bit lately, let's talk about the latest report that was just released earlier today as well. This one is called the PPI, Producer Price Index. This is a reading that gives us a glimpse into inflation on the wholesale level before it actually reaches consumers. This one is very hot. Came in today at 11%. It is down a little bit over the previous month, but it is still very, very hot. Inflation, according to this reading, again, the wholesale level before it actually reaches us, the consumer, is at an 11% rate. So that is very, very high, right? So as a result of that, we can continue to see that inflation continues to rage on, and it has no signs of slowing down anytime soon. So again, even though that this is a little bit lower than the previous month, it should have been significantly lower than this. But remember, this is on the wholesale level. Therefore, if wholesalers are paying more for products and everything that they need right now, which they ultimately pass on to the retailers, again, all that price increase is just going to be passed on to us, the end consumer, right? So anyway, just want to let you know what is actually going on. We got to pay attention to all these reports because at the end of the day, as I say so many times, it is going to impact us, all of us at the end of the day. It's all going to impact us in the result of all of these rapidly rising prices. So I do have more reports for you, but just really fast here. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe down below. I'm doing all this research every single day on your behalf so that you don't need to, and making sure that you're staying updated with all of these changes that are happening every single day. There's a lot going on right now. Things are being announced, and I want to make sure that you're keeping a pulse on everything going on because at the end of the day, like I've always said, it will impact us, and I want to make sure that you know about any money, benefits, programs, stimulus, checks, anything else that may pop up that we can take advantage of. I'll be right here for you, breaking it all down, making sure that you know about it immediately so you can get in line and grab your share of the pie. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below. Thanks so much. I really do appreciate it. I'll continue to be here for you right by your side every single day. So let's get into the rest of these updates. All right, so now today we also got jobless claims. This is a number that is released every Thursday morning. Now, this number actually went up. In other words, more people are filing for first-time unemployment benefits. So the number came in at 203,000 people applied for unemployment benefits last week. So this number is actually the highest number that we've seen since February. So we're kind of going the wrong way here, right? That number should be getting smaller and smaller each week, but rather it's actually getting a little bit bigger. Again, the biggest number that we've seen since February. So it's been a few months now. And again, these are first-time applications for unemployment benefits. A little over 200,000 people last week applied. So another metric that we need to watch very closely because as we all been looking at all this and the reports are saying, the big banks, the hedge funds, basically Wall Street people, a lot of high-profile people are saying that we are on the cusp of a major deep recession here in the United States. And we know what happens during recessions. It's a big contraction in the economy. Therefore, people get laid off. Businesses close down, there's bankruptcies, there's a lot of different things. So we got to watch the jobless numbers as well, which again are reported once per week, every Thursday morning, and that was just released. All right, so let me tell you about one more little program here. I want to make sure you know about this because the deadline is coming up tomorrow, and then I want to share with you a pretty cool story after I get done with telling you about this story right here. So, super cool story. I think it's cool anyway. But let me tell you about a quick deadline here that is coming up tomorrow for about 50,000 people. Well, it's actually way more than that, but technically at the end of the day, it's 5,000 people that'll be chosen for this. This is out of the city of Chicago, Illinois. Remember, tomorrow is the last day that you can apply for your $500 ongoing checks for the next year, $6,000 on the table. So you can go to the website, chicago.gov/cash pilot. So check out that website if you are in the area of Chicago so that you can get your name in, fill out the application to get $500 ongoing checks every single month for the next year, $6,000 on the table available for you. Again, chicago.gov/cash pilot is the website. Check that out. Applications close tomorrow. Check it out if you're in Chicago. All right, let's talk about this last story. I think this is super cool. I don't know. I like this kind of stuff. I think it's super interesting. I don't know. Just the big mystery behind it, I think, is really, really fun. So, researchers have just unveiled images of the first black hole, or first, I should say this much, the first images of a black hole in the Milky Way. That's the galaxy that we are located within. So check this out. This black hole is massive, like unbelievably big. Let me tell you this much. The diameter of this black hole, in other words, like across, right? So the total miles across this black hole is 40 million miles across. So, yeah, we're not going to be walking across 40 million miles anytime soon here. We're not even going to be driving 40 million miles anytime soon, right? 40 million miles. Just imagine that. That's like, I can't even tell you. Just to put it into perspective, it's about 95 million miles from Earth to the sun. 95 million miles. So it's about halfway from here to the sun is the diameter of this black hole, right? So it's massive, like unbelievably huge, right? So pretty cool stuff. And they just released these images today of this black hole. Now get this, you might be wondering, black holes are kind of those things that like suck everything into it and then it kind of like disappears, right? Well, yeah. So are we worried? Well, no, you shouldn't be worried because here's what they're saying. This black hole is 26,000 light years away. So we don't have anything to worry about. According to the researchers, of course, I'm not an astronomist. I'm not a researcher. I'm not a guy that works for NASA. I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. I think it's super cool and fascinating, but they said, don't worry, we have nothing to fear here. It is so far away that we won't be coming anywhere close to it anytime soon. So anyway, pretty cool, right? So one more thing, just kind of put it into perspective once again. If the 40 million mile perspective didn't do it for you, or the 26,000 light years away, put this into perspective. They said that the black hole, like the diameter of the black hole, is about the same radius as the orbit of the planet Mercury around the sun. So it's about the same orbit. So if you can imagine the planet, or the planet of Mercury orbiting the sun, like the big circle, the big circle that it makes around the sun, that's essentially the size of this black hole. So it's pretty big, right? I don't know. I think black holes and the whole space stuff is super interesting. I think it's very interesting to me simply because of the mystery behind it. So many things out there that we have no idea actually exist, right? I don't know. I think it's really cool. So anytime that I come across cool space stuff like this, I'm always very intrigued and I love reading about it because, I don't know, I just think it's really fun to learn about. But anyway, that's just a quick little side note, a quick little story, a quick little release. So if you're interested in checking that out, you can do a simple internet search. It's all over the place. I came across it in multiple locations today. You can simply just do an internet search and just type in Milky Way, black hole images, and you'll find all kinds of stuff. It's all over the place right now. I saw tons of information about it popping up today. So anyway, just thought you might find that kind of a little bit interesting. I thought it was super cool, so just like to share it with you. I don't share interesting stories with that like that all that often here in the community and on the channel, but every so often I like to throw those stories in just because it was kind of cool. So, by the way, if you're interested in another really cool story, let me throw this one out there. I had no plans on talking about this one, but why not? I saw this one, had no plans on talking about it. Apparently, sometime recently, I don't know when this happened, but a couple were digging in their garden and they found $10 million of gold coins. Again, super cool story, right? How would you like to be doing that? Digging in your garden these days, going out to plant some tomato plants and some cucumber seeds, and all of a sudden you dig up $10 million of gold coins. I don't know. Again, super cool. Wish that could have been us, right? Maybe someday. Anyway, another cool story that, again, I had no plans on talking about, but I came across that story a couple days ago. I read it and I thought, oh, that's interesting, but I didn't have plans on talking about it here on the channel. But again, since we're talking about cool stuff, why not throw it in right here, right now? Anyway, hope this helps you out in some way, shape, or form to keep you updated with everything going on right now. Again, I'm doing all this research, watching everything closely, and I want to help you out in any way that I possibly can. So again, make sure to subscribe down below, share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other 2,500 videos or thereabouts right here on the channel. Enjoy your day. Thanks again, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.